Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to have a play. I pulled out some supplies and I thought I would make a card. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make yet, but I wanted to use this stamp set by Gina K Designs called You Give Me Butterflies. I have the stamp set and the coordinating die and stencil. This is a bundle. I have a piece of Passionate Pink cardstock from Gina K, and I also have some ink pads that I've pulled out. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make, but I'm going to try to pull this all together and see what I can make with these products. So first I need some cardstock for stamping. I have some scraps on my desktop here. I think that's a good piece. We'll start with that. So this will be my stamping piece. I have a mini Misty that I'm going to use for my stamping. And inside of it, I just have this sticky mat. It's kind of dirty, but it works. I can pop my cardstock into my Misty. The sticky mat will hold it in place, so I don't need to have magnets or anything like that. So I'll get that pressed in. I'm going to go to the stamps, and I'm going to stamp out a pattern here. So I think I want to do these in black. So I'm going to get the big stamp on there. The little butterfly swirly do. And a sentiment. The sentiment I chose says, "You give me butterflies." So I'm going to stamp this whole panel all at once. I think I'm going to heat emboss this as well. So I'm just trying to get everything lined up. I'm going to end up cropping this panel down. So I think this is going to be a pretty quick and simple card. So looks good, all lined up the way I want it. Now some of these stamps I haven't used before, so I'll just run my fingers over to make sure that there's no manufacturing residue. And I thought about stamping in black, but I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to stamp with embossing ink. So I have a Versamark pad, and I'm just going to ink up this stamp really well. And I think I should treat my paper since I'm going to be heat embossing. So I'm just going to ink up that stamp. So I have Gina K Designs Fine Detail Clear Powder. And I have an anti-static powder tool. And I'm just going to treat my paper and make a mess. So this is just going to help the powder stick only in the places that I want it to. This is an anti-static powder tool from Pink and Maine. I like this little brush. So I'll go back to my images and get them inked up really well. Close the door of my Misty and press. I have a pressure tool if I need it. Okay, that looks good. Now I need a scrap piece of paper. Here we go. I have a scrap piece of cardstock that I'm going to use to put embossing powder over my panel. And I'll use it to catch the extra stuff. So I'm going to sprinkle this powder all over my stamped image. All right, that looks good. And then I will funnel all of this back into my jar. I have a little vacuum that I use to clean up little bits and pieces on my work surface. So we'll use that to clean this up. So I have a heat tool and I'm going to heat set this panel until it's smooth and melted. So I'm just going to warm up my heat tool and melt this embossing powder. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to take my ink colors and do a little bit of ink blending. I have a little ink pad stand here. I'll grab my pink blending brush and I'm going to ink up this butterfly right in the center, like that. So now I want to wipe off my cardstock where there might be ink sitting on top of the embossing. So I want that embossing to be nice and bright white. I like the way that looks. So now we need a card base. So I want to make an A2 size card base. To do that, I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to cut it in half at 5.5 inches. I'll save this for another card base at another time. I'll put that in my scrap bin. And we're going to score this across the 8.5 inch side. We'll score at 4.25. Fold my card base. Grab my bone folder and crease that fold. There we go. So card base is ready. Now this just needs a nice crop. So we'll cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. I like that. I feel like I want to round these edges. I'm not sure why, but let's see what that looks like. What happened there? That looks like something bit it. Let's try this one. There we go. That's better. Okay. I feel like I need like a blue sort of, I don't know why, but it feels like it needs a bit of blue. Let's try this small detail blending brush and I'll get some Ocean Mist ink from Gina K. So let's see if just adding a little bit of blue in here helps. I'm not sure why I want to do this or if it's going to make mud. All right, I'm going to stop before I completely ruin this panel. Okay, let's leave it like that. And we'll get this put on our card base.
I'm gonna go get a rebel.
So I just have some dot runner. I'm gonna apply that to my card. Okay, so I'll get this adhered to my card base. Lots of adhesive on there because my panel's a little warped. And that's it. There we go. This card's complete. I like it. Looks pretty. Lots of color. I'm not sure about that blue. I think I may have ruined it, but we're going to call it done. Now we just need an envelope. I have jelly bean green envelopes from Gina K Designs. And I think that's a nice contrast. Pulls in the green from the sentiment as well. And there we go, this card is complete. Here is a close-up look at our finished card project. Not a fan of the blue, but it's kind of too late now. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this Saturday morning card making project. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. I'd love to have you along my card making journey. Coming up on screen are some videos I think you may enjoy. Have yourself a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!